My name is Desiree Mitchell. I am a senior at Northeastern State University. My major is organizational leadership. The reason I wanted to let you know what my degree program is it has truly benefited teaching me the importance of what it is to be a leader and how effective leadership can be, which led me to my subject, how to lead during organizational leadership. Leading within an organization takes a lot of work, but the work cannot be completed without the leader, the employee, and the consumer. The reason the restructuring even comes into effect is because of the ever-increasing change that we see with technology, an ever-evolving environment. Through these changes, we have developed key concepts and learned key characteristics that a leader needs to have within the restructuring. Leaders must communicate the purpose of the reorganization to the employees, set an atmosphere that demonstrates positive outcomes, and continually support the change through proper training techniques and fostering teamwork. Leaders can have a significant effect on the success of a company during the restructuring. How can they be so successful? Through communication, positive outcomes, as well as through teamwork. So communication. Why is communication so important? Why does a leader need to focus on that key aspect? For the sake of the employee, they need to evaluate, they need to determine how effective this change is going to be, not only for the consumer, but also for the employee. I have a personal example that shows an excellent demonstration of what it's like for a leader to positively communicate to employees. My Vice President of Operations, Valerie Clinton, with State Farm Insurance, met with myself and fellow employees. She met with us to discuss the restructuring, what State Farm is doing, what the outcome is going to be, and why exactly they started the process. It started with the customer. They asked the customer for feedback. They wanted to determine what they needed to do to make the restructuring positive, to grow. In growing, they needed to get with the employee to communicate the change. They started the change with 80% accuracy. 80% is not 100%. What are they doing with that other 20%? How is the company implementing this restructuring and only having that 80% standing? She outlined it to a level that made you step away and realize how important it is for a company and for leaders to focus on the employee. They rely and depend on the employee to meet that other 20%, knowing the employee is fully capable of doing so. The mission statement at State Farm is focused on helping the consumer or the people to manage risk of everyday life, to recover from the unexpected, and most importantly, to realize their dreams. But the dreams are not only for the customer, the dreams are for the employee. They want the employee to grow within the company, to eventually one day be a leader. They also look at data. How effective is the data? What do we need to do to make sure our data within the company is up to par? They've had to re-implement change. Utilizing proper channels and networks. How can a leader utilize those channels and networks? They can utilize email. They can take that email, they can communicate what is going on to the employee after they've read the information. And strategy. How, as a company, How, as a leader, can we strategically influence the employee and the consumer? After communication, we have positive outcomes. How can we generate positive outcomes? As a leader, we need to demonstrate these positive outcomes. The employee needs to be able to see that leader is positive, they're excited, and they're ready for the change. So they need to consider the employee. How is this affecting the employee? You see emotions. An employee is traumatized, angry, upset, terrified of what the outcome's going to be. The company's making all these changes. There could be the possibility that the position they currently hold will no longer be available. They will need to learn a new position. How can they do this? Well, they rely on their leader to reinforce the change through positive outcomes. Teamwork. Teamwork. That word alone, it's a group of people getting together, sharing your concerns. Developing those relationships is beneficial and something a leader needs to reinforce with their direct team. They need to work with their employees by gathering all the opinions and ensuring that those relations are built up by employees relaying with other employees as well as with the frontline leader. And feedback. They want to receive feedback. They want to know how you feel as an employee. And in order to do so, you're able to not only provide it personally with the leader, or you can do it with your peers. And then if there are any concerns, lead them to the leader. So, we've reflected on the importance of being a leader in restructuring. It's not a simple concept, but it is evident that it's effective. Having the proper leadership can make the process fluid. And once it's adopted, it generates success. A leader must openly communicate to the customer. They need to let the customer, being the employee, aware of the changes and why there is the reorganization. They need to focus on not only the employee but the consumer. So they're relaying every available information through communication. Consistently providing employees with that positive feedback. Teamwork is a solid foundation to generate success. Okay, I wanted to do a self-analysis of how the Reach Hire One program has had a strong reflection on me personally within my career. I started my associates at Tulsa Community College. I received that degree and decided I needed to pursue further. I started at a lower level position within my company, State Farm, and I knew I wanted to grow. I wanted to achieve a higher outcome with the company. I was going to make it my current continued employment. So I actually met with a counselor at Northeastern State University, told her I work full time. I need a program that works for me and that I can grow from. She told me about the organizational leadership program. I learned from the program. I was able and have been able to apply organizational leadership in my current role with the company and have seen gradual continued development within my current role with State Farm. Thank you.